Hi, this is Jeff with Easy Backyard Bites. Today I decided to try something a little different. I'm going to do a one-take shot on smash burgers. Stay tuned and just come on in and join in here. I'm just turning the grill on now. You can see there's a little bit of discolorization. It's been about 2 weeks since I've used this thing. So we'll get that cleaned up here. But while that's coming up to temperature, I'm going to start on the onions. I like to use gloves because I don't want my hands to smell like onions all day. They're super cheap, use them all the time. I think the onions are the key to this whole meal. A super thin slice on these onions. You want them sliced so thin they only have one side. That's the goal. Look how thin that is. You good, Jude? You don't need a whole lot of it, but you want it to be nice and thin. I'm actually out of avocado oil. That's what I would normally use for this. About 2 tablespoons of butter. The onions. And Montreal steak seasoning. My thing is, it can be so good and it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple. I really believe in a couple ingredients, you can make killer food. So I've tried to use this different ways. I find a 1/3 cup measuring cup works really well for consistency. Every time I try and freehand it, I get them a little bit different size. So today I'm going to be making 3 smash burgers, which requires 6 patties because I do the doubles. Judy, do you want cheese on yours? No cheese? Last one, just a little light. It'll be okay. We have a rainstorm coming in, so the lighting might not be perfect, but it's outdoor cooking, and when you're doing outdoor cooking, sometimes things just don't go perfect, but we still love it. We're outside all the time. We love being outside. So even though we're in a little bit of a hurry, what you don't want to do is jack this thing up to high, because once this huge cast iron flat top gets away from you, or rolled steel gets away from you, you can't cool it back down for quite a bit. So even though you're kind of in a hurry, just let it build. The reason I put the onions on is I feel it helps to soften them up a little bit. You want to have this nice good onion, nice and soft, a little butter, flavored beautifully with the Montreal seasoning. Then we'll just move this around. Helps take any of the helps keep the heat down a little, so no area gets over warm. And then what we'll do when this starts getting up to temperatures, we'll move this left side down to medium so our onions don't burn, or down to low rather, so the onions don't burn. So you can go hit a quick mango moment while this is going. Hi, Mango. Hi, buddy. Okay, since I am only going to be making a few burgers on this right side, I did jack that up to medium high. This middle I have on medium high, and I have medium and medium. So we'll get this rolling. I don't know if that sizzle's picking up on here, but this thing is pretty quick to react. If you have any ideas, something you'd like to see, let me know. This was an idea that my wife had to do kind of a one take kind of thing, looking at some other cooking videos. So please comment, email. It's easybackyardbites@gmail.com. If you find value, please like, share, subscribe. All that helps us as we get this thing up and off the ground. Man, oh days, if you guys could just smell this. It is so hard to beat. When I was growing up, my mom used to make liver and onions, and the only part that smelled good was the onions. I never did like liver, but this is so good on outdoors, the wind blowing, rain moving in, a little bit of that butter and Montreal and onion. Just love this kind of cooking. Okay, so you can see how this is starting to come together. It's a little stringy. So what I'm going to do for ease of eating, what will happen if you don't do this is when you bite an onion, like one of these big ones, it could pull out of your burger. So what I do is I'll just take this and kind of chop her down here some. Hope we get this in before the rainstorm. See the difference? The pieces now are more of a manageable bite size. Kind of like taking a big old bite of an onion ring and all the onion pulled out of it. We don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to pull this off to the side. I'm going to turn that down to low. You just have to be careful that you do not burn these onions. See what I'm doing here in a sec. You want onions on your burger, Judy? I'm going to go ahead and pull these off. Apron with pockets. This is starting to get a little warm on me. Little Montreal duty. And the cool part, when you're doing this, you can make them the way each person wants the order. So, now the smash part. Going to take this, push it down, and clear it off with this. Now you can use wax paper, stuff like that, parchment paper. I've done that. This seems to work pretty good. You see how nice and flat that is? And I don't know if you're able to pick up on that, but I kind of rock back and forth a little. Now, I'm going to use the scraper and my big spatula for this. And I'm going to go underneath here. Now, you don't want to flip it directly over because this meat has cooled that off, so you want to move it. See what I was worried about? The black there is just a little bit slow getting this done. And my wife doesn't like onions, so I'm just going to scrape that off. So if you can zoom in there and look at that caramelization there, just absolutely awesome. See, just throw that on there. Doesn't need to be long. Throw it on. I didn't have any oil, no butter, just from the grill itself. Now you can do bacon and all kinds of stuff on here if you choose. I just kind of like the plain burger. Bacon's good too. Hard to beat bacon. So this one I'm leaving on just a little longer. Judy really likes her burgers more on the well done side. Plus, if you remember, medium well, medium well, medium low. So just trying to make sure that's done enough to do. If you zoom in here, you can see how the red is just starting to run clear now. You can see how it's turning from red to clear. Where we are. Ooh, she's hot. Take this over to my onion plate here. Look at that. Look at the juice. Just gonna take a bite here. It's hot. Gonna try not to burn myself. Oh my goodness. Just the flavors, the crunch, the onions, the cheese melted, the soft bun, but the crispy roll from the toasting. Just absolutely out of bounds. Just awesome. Okay, like I said, please, if you find value in this, like, subscribe. We have a smoker, a grill, a gas grill. We have a Ninja wood fire grill, the flat top. Please, if you guys have any ideas what you'd like to see, let me know. If you find value, please like, share, subscribe. It's Jeff at Easy Backyard Bites. Have a great day.